Top of the morning. Back at it again with another one. As always, we're looking at the NASDAQ. It's the 18th today. No, it's the 19th today. Good day at the office. Took two macros in total. We took the London macro. We also took the pre-market macro as well today. Um, we didn't really take anything past that. We're just trying to be more disciplined, consistent. Take the two W's and call it a day. Um, and yeah, the pre-market macro came through for us today. Um, Not so much yesterday, but let's talk about it. So on the daily chart, of course, as you can see, we're in a very strong bullish trend. Daily fair value gap over there. We're wicking heavy on that, so uh, might look for buys tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But I'm gonna go straight to the 5 minute. If you don't know what a macro is, please just check out the rest of the videos on the channel, or rather go to the source. Check out ICT's page. My page would more so be useful like once you've um, interacted with this stuff and you just want to see a practical example of how you can use the concepts and such. Because his channel is more so just like a whole library. You get different techniques, methods, tools, and things of that nature. And obviously, as you can see on my side, I've picked out the few that work in my hands, and I'm just practicing or improving my usage of the tools daily. So, if you're just starting out, I mean, I put out whatever I put out, but it's always best to go to the source and then seek out additional help from there. But yeah, my day started on the Nasdaq. Obviously, I'm just looking for that macro, the AM1. Yes, upon we're here, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I still recall the structure itself. So we ran about there. By the time I got to my chart, this is what we were seeing. So price came up from there. These are the highs from Asia, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Asian highs over there. Of course, this is yesterday's low of day. And when I came through, it was doing a lot of this chop, this chop, this chop. So uh, obviously the day started somewhere here. I believe I'll just mark out that midnight one. Yeah, we opened up over there. So I noticed we are well below the opening price and we're just chopping up or consolidating. So before that, looked at this structure here and I was like, cool, that got taken out. And my frame of mind when I saw that, I was like, cool, it's probably going to be an expansion day. Also considering the fact that the highs from Asia weren't touched as of yet. They still haven't been touched, but that's besides the point. Still looking over what was happening at the time when we came through. So I saw all of that and I was bullish at the time, scaling down to a 1 minute further just to show what I was particularly looking at that time. So cool, that happened. It did its thing, started pushing up, and of course that macro is at 50, right? So that was about here, Alt V. Hopefully you can see the dots. If not, eat carrots. But before that, you can see it chopped a bit, manipulated, and then started to expand to the upside. Then when we entered that macro window, in my mind, I was like, cool, let me look for buys since clearly it is trending up. So my whole approach with the macros, I look for an inversion fair value gap within the window itself. So I'll wait for a fair value gap to form within the macro window and then look for that for that fair value gap to invert before entering long or short, depending on what I'm looking at on the day. Sometimes the macro will be where price will price up into an imbalance, it'll attack liquidity, or it'll just do the expansion move from what has happened before the macro kicked in. And in this instance, before the macro kicked in, we're kind of like, you know, in an expansion phase. So I obviously waited. from the 10 to 10 to 3 up until around about 3 o'clock, but I still did not get anything at all. No fair value gaps that inverted, nothing. I looked out for this change in state of delivery though, because I saw this and I was like, okay, cool. If we break above here, then we clearly in a bullish mode. And that is what happened. I saw this print up, and as that pushed up, price then came down. Then as price was coming down, I bought in this area. Not off of, if I had a limit order placed there, obviously I wouldn't have gotten triggered in, but like I placed that B over here. And this was what the situation was looking like. Entered about there, had my stop beneath there, and I just looked for a cool 2 hour risk reward ratio, you know? That's it. I had $50 on the stop loss. TP was $100, done and dusted there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And that was the first one of the day. I was quite confident after I took that one. I was at work when I took this. Shout out to my employer while you're still with me for now. Then I did want to watch the tail end, the 0351, but there was internet issues at work, so I wasn't able to really take it. Assuming we were present to see this one, obviously pushed up, printed out the high of London. Then we had that fair value gap that formed within the macro itself. This is what the process would look like for me. I'd have that marked out. Obviously, that is bearish, inverted and went bullish. In hindsight, considering the fact that it has been trending up, I think I would have probably bought this as it hit there. You see that doji there? I probably would have bought that, but obviously that wouldn't have been the best trade. Um, yeah, obviously that is for that hypothetical, as you can see, but can't give you all the sauce. I'll sprinkle it in as time goes on. But that other one from London today, that's what we took, etc., etc. Not an ideal entry because the entry was off of a market execution. Nothing got tapped into really. PDRA or anything of that nature. Maybe this inversion to the left, but I personally was not looking at that at the time. Could have been useful to key off, but something I'll take a note of moving forward. That was the first execution of the day. Beautiful. Then the next one happened during the pre-market macro, or the 850 to the 10 or the 910 one. That was the second trade and the last trade of the day that we took. Macro opened up cool, 850. To the left, there was a fair value gap that still hadn't been tapped into. But for me, when I was looking at this at the time, in the back of my mind, I was already like, cool, let me watch this zone. Something should happen there. We got the tap in at 0851. It hit there, cool. But I was still sitting on my hands. I was specifically waiting for an inversion to happen in this macro here in particular, since of course it is New York session or leading into New York session. I had the luxury of, you know, the market was active, liquid. Players were in the market at the time, as opposed to London, which is low volume. In this case, I had that in my favor. So it did its thing, it inverted. And as it inverted, I looked at this and I was like, huh, I wanted to use that as a form of support. And when I noticed, not support, sorry, resistance, and I also saw that it was also lining up with that zone over there, or that now inversion fair value gap. I didn't even think twice. I put my sell there. I think this one was also a market execution. I didn't use a limit order on this one. I might be mistaken. I'll just double check. I had that like this, of course, right? Had that there. And then similar to the first one, it's just looking at a simple 1:2. Done and dusted. Done and dusted. I don't think my entry was there because on my platform, my TP was somewhere here. Oh, yes, I remember what I did now. Yes, yes, yes. I had my TP at the 1 to 2, and then I moved it to somewhere down here. I was a bit greedy at the time, but It worked out in my favor since I had the tick profit there. Once price clearly went past my initial TP, I just put my stop loss over there to like lock in the max profit. So the 2 to 1 risk reward ratio was secured, but I just left it to do its thing to see if it would be able to continue and push to the downside. Clearly, that didn't happen. We reversed after we struck yesterday's low of day. That's Monday's low. From there, we started to push back to the upside. But after this, I was done. I wasn't even paying attention to none of this. And it obviously just did its thing. So I did come through to take a look at the silver bullet macro. It did its thing. Nothing really much for entry, but yeah, it is what it is. And had another one, the tail end of the silver bullet window. That's another one. Pushed all the way up, all the way up. And it returned back to tap into the highs of London. We've got a double top resting there currently, lots of buy side liquidity. Also, another double top from the highs formed during Asian session. Today's Asian session highs haven't been tapped into. Whatever happens is going to happen, but I'm done, bro. I took my two positions of the day. Standing wise, this is where we're looking at for the month. I've had 9 trading days, as you can see. That's the stats so far. Um, yeah, really began like looking at the macros on the 15th TBH. Trades are a bit excessive. On Friday last week it was 6. Monday or yesterday was 7. Today was 2. So ideally this is what I want to see. 2 trades, take the profits for the day, done, move on. Get it a bit down. Of course, yesterday we took 3 macros. The first one paid off, gave back all the profits during the second macro or the pre-market macro. And then the silver bullet one, um, that was the one that like uh, took care of us, and obviously you can see the result from there. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow we have FOMC minutes dropping in the afternoon. So that's about 2 p.m. EST. It's just the minutes, it's not really the rate itself, but I will be on the side of caution. I'll see if I even take anything tomorrow. But yeah, it's really just tomorrow FOMC minutes. Then it's quiet Thursday, no news. Quiet Friday, no news as well. And then, of course, going into next week, it's a similar low news environment. So definitely gonna be taking advantage of the macros. And if I can just say, note to self, like the value of the macros now, of course, it's um before we would have been like we took pride in catching like 300 point moves, 200 point moves, 150 point moves. We don't really have to do that anymore. Like we could catch a calm 40 points and put a healthy healthy amount of risk behind that stop loss, but from those 40 points we'll be good. Could even have a stop as low as what, 25 points. 25 points, what, $5 per point, just for an example. Look for 50 points from that. It's quite decent, to be honest. Like we've tested out a lot of different like approaches, methods, and that type of a thing, but I really feel like now with the scalping, or this particular approach with the scalping, I think this suits our personality the best because, hey man, I, I really can't be in a trade overnight. Been there, done that. It's not my portion. I really like how it's looking like right now. Like I think my average hold time, if we're just counting the results from the 15th, like let's look at the second half of the month rather, since that's when we changed the method. I'd say the average hold time is hovering under an hour, if not under 30 minutes. Like the positions are really not that long. The windows we operate in, it's those 20 minutes, like the last 10 minutes of the hour to the first 10 minutes of the hour. Just operating in that bracket has been extremely, extremely beneficial, fruitful, and yeah, man, super keen to see what it leads us to. We just got to submit to time and really stick to the strict risk management profile. I just really want to try. As much as like it's easy to see the setups, it's nice to watch it deliver without any fluff, like go straight to TP. As much as it's nice to witness that, experience that, and all the emotions that come with it, considering the work that has been put in to get to this point, I'm trying not to become like overconfident. I still go into each trade with the thinking of like, this is a wrong trade. Um, I'm willing to risk this much for it to prove me right that it's a wrong trade. But that's not to say I'm gonna just go into any position. Like I'll obviously like filter it out. Like I only take A plus setups, but even A plus setups fail, and that's something that I really hope I never forget. As far as I go with this career, I really hope that's something I never forget. That even the A plus setups can like fail at times. So reflecting on today, I was very happy with the level of control. We can really take like a trade every hour basically at this point now, like dead ass one trade an hour basically. But even though there are many opportunities, it doesn't mean every opportunity is one that you should be taking. Just be selective, stick to your two trades or two dubs for the day, call it off, switch off the chart, simple. Just rinse, repeat, let management handle the heavy lifting. And yeah, man, I'm just gonna stick with this approach for the rest of the month. Week is still early. Yeah, man, and we'll review everything there by the 30th, 31st, perhaps. Recalibrate, see how it's looking, and yeah, man, we'll take it up from there. That's that for today. It's macro vision, just tracking the progress of us sharpening the ability to operate within the macros and just sharing whatever like insights I pick up or things that I really would love to revisit at a later stage. Yeah, kind of looking forward to like rewatching this when I'm like 50, you know, and I'm still at it. It's gonna be kind of cool. But enough waffling for one day. Thank God for the skill, and let's see what tomorrow has for us. Check you guys soon. And also on some shameless promo tip, um, I opened an IG account. It's titled Sich Maddie Trading. Check it out if you're down. I really just post charts there. It's a private account, so yeah, you're gonna have to request whatever. But it's really just chart screenshots of my MT5 for these trades that I'll be taking. So kind of cool. If you are interested in that thing, you check it out. Alternatively, as you know, we're on Twitter. That is the handle. And obviously, we're on YouTube. So tap in, send your comments, questions, whatever. And yeah, man, I'm out. Safe.